We're here, explored real series, real stories, real strategies shaping the future promotional product industry. Promo products, meaningful touch points of gratitude and loyalty. Welcome back to Vector Art Podcast. We're here, explored real series, real stories, real strategies shaping the future promotional product industry. Today, I'm truly excited to welcome someone who brings not only industry expertise but also a powerful leadership perspective. David Anderson, president of Imprint Revolutions and a respected leadership coach. David has spent years helping team create customer first culture, evaluate experience, and turn into promo products, meaningful touch points of gratitude and loyalty. David, it's an honor to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
The topic today was promo products people actually want, turning merch into cycle of gratitude and brand loyalty. The first question, in your view, what really separates a memorable kept promo item from someone that ends up into trash?
I have kind of two ways I can answer this. One is kind of about the heart of the gift, and the other is about the specifics, right?
Okay.
So I'll start with the heart. You've probably gotten a gift before
Right.
that was obligatory, right? Like I have this aunt that used to give us socks that weren't even the right size
Right.
for Christmas, and it's like, all right, well, you gave me a gift, but like I can't do anything with this. It doesn't help, right?
True.
And when you think about what does that do for my relationship with my aunt, it doesn't
Oh,
bring us closer. It doesn't make me feel seen. It doesn't mean anything. In fact, it actually goes the other direction. It says, you don't really know me. You don't really care about me. You're just kind of
yeah.
checking a box, right?
Right.
And
Oh my God.
so much of promo right now is just checking a box. Hey, here's your swag. Here's your junk that's a little bit of a bribe that I hope will mean you'll be my customer, right? It's
True.
thoughtless
True.
gifting.
Yes.
But if you think, you can probably imagine recently, sometime in the last year, a close friend or family member gave you a really
Okay.
thoughtful gift.
Okay. Okay.
It doesn't have to have been an expensive gift,
Uh-huh.
but it was something that meant something. Like, hey,
Right.
remember that time we hung out and did the thing? And this is a souvenir that kind of reminds me of that.
Yes.
Maybe it's an in joke, maybe
Yes.
it's really heartfelt, maybe
Yes.
it's but something that touched you, right? And it made
Right.
you feel seen, right?
Right.
It made you feel known, and it actually enhances the connection. Right.
Right.
So that's what you're
Right.
going for, right? So, and even if you think about a souvenir, when you go on a vacation and you
Yeah.
buy a nice souvenir, it's because you want to remember those great
Right.
experiences you had.
Right.
So
Right.
you pick something that when you see that thing or when you use that thing makes you remember, you know, let's say you just loved having the Kona coffee, in your Hawaiian vacation. And so you buy a mug that says Kona coffee on it or something, and every time you have it, it reminds you of that specific experience or,
True.
something that
True.
reminded, it's all about remembering and connecting and right. So you
Right.
asked, what are the characteristics that separate, the memorable gift from the thing that goes in the trash? And it's three things. It's the right item,
Right.
it's the right message, and it's the right presentation.
Right. Of
So
course.
the right
Of
the
course.
right item means, is this something that's going to actually mean something to the recipient? It doesn't have to be super expensive. It might be a nicer version of what they're used to
Right.
getting. Like if
Right.
you're going to give someone a writing instrument, don't give them a click pen, probably, because they're not going to remember it. I have a
You know,
I have a mug with tons of click pens on my desk, and I
see
don't
my
know
pen.
what logos are
See
on
my
them. Yeah,
pens.
what logos are on those pens? You don't know. You'd have to pick it up and look, right? But if someone gives you like a really nice writing instrument that's, a 20 or $200 instrument, then you'll remember. But like,
Something like this, maybe a chit which has a notepad, something you can keep.
yeah, if that's
Something.
something that you're going to put on your desk and use, I like to
A
think of it as
useful
being,
product. Right. Right.
something useful, but also ideally it's relevant in some way, right? Either because it reminds people of an experience they had, maybe like if I gave someone a gift recently, it was actually an experience. I gave her a pass to a botanical gardens,
Okay.
but I also gave her I knew she likes to picnic, so I gave her like a picnic like lunch backpack that you can kind of put all your picnicking
Right.
things
Of
in. So
course.
when she goes and she has the experience, she uses the bag at the experience, and then when she uses the bag afterwards, she's remembering that experience as well, right?
That's the
So the
leadership.
right item to connect to the experience or the product or the person. We had a customer recently who did they have an industrial product. It's
Right.
an adhesive that makes walls sticky, and their logo was a goat. And we actually made a goat stuffy, but to make it more than just that, we put suction cups on the feet. So you could stick
Wow.
it
Wow.
on the wall, you could put it upside down, and that can turn into an Instagram thing where your customers are putting the goat in weird places and posting.
That's
So the right
amazing.
item, a thoughtful item, right? That's the first piece. The
Of course.
second thing is the message. And
Right.
this is a huge pet peeve of mine.
True. True.
Nobody cares about your logo.
Nobody cares. Well, rightly think you said that. When I go to exhibitions, I see people giving away things. People are not even valuing. This pen was something which is important, which you rightly bought. The second question, how do you define and create that cycle of gratitude with promo products from idea to end user reaction?
Well, the idea of a cycle of gratitude is this, if I give a thoughtful gift, the person is grateful,
Okay.
right? That makes
Okay.
me feel good, makes them feel good, right? And they've got
Oh,
that gratitude and that makes them re-engage with the relationship,
yes.
right? And, corporate giving, promo gifts can also inspire that cycle of gratitude,
Yes.
right? And again, that comes from not just putting your name on the paper,
Right.
right? So if you think about, remember, the pop quiz in math class, like if you put your name on the paper and you didn't fill out any of the math problems, you turn that in, you get an F. That's what it's like if you just put your logo on a promo product. You put
Yes.
your name on
Yes.
the paper, but there's no value.
No,
So if
right.
you want that sense of gratitude, connect with the person through the message, right?
Right.
And I have
Right.
some examples of like, here's a shirt that has a children's hospital logo,
Okay.
blah, blah. Okay. How about a shirt that says, this shirt saves lives?
Wow.
And then the logo's in the corner, right?
Wow.
So that's going to get people, that's fun to wear, right? People are going to spark conversation like, how does your shirt save lives? Oh, well, because I went and I donated to Children's Hospital and they do this great work and whatever, right? So it changes the conversation, right? So put a message
Beautiful.
on there
Beautiful.
that
How
someone
beautiful.
wants to wear or wants to have on their drinkware or wants to, and your logo could be in there because again, that math quiz, if you fill out all the math problems right,
Right.
but you don't put your name on the paper, you still get an F because you didn't turn in paper, right? You remember Oprah gave away cars, right?
Uh-huh.
Long time ago, it was like 10, 15 years ago, she had an episode where she gave away a bunch of cars. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Do you remember what brand of car it was?
No, I didn't remember.
Yeah, $11 million mistake.
Yeah.
Pontiac did not tell Oprah, say, you get a Pontiac, you get a Pontiac, you get a Pontiac. So everyone
Oh,
remembers this amazing event. It was a really cool presentation, but they wasted their money because no one remembers what car it was. So they
oh,
didn't put their name on the paper at all. So your
that.
logo's got to be there, right? So the cycle of gratitude right product, right message, right presentation. The right message is something your
Right.
customer cares about
Of course. Of
and your
course.
and your logo, but your logo is the small part,
True,
right? It's
true, very
subtle.
true. Yes. And the third question leading it, can you share an example where the right promo strategy created real ROI in loyalty, referrals, or repeat business?
Yeah, it's funny. There's a lot of examples here. I love this one from my childhood. I went to a pizza place called Happy Joe's, and it's a chain in the Midwest. And we ordered Pepsi, and it was cheaper to get Pepsi in a pitcher. And Happy Joe's served us this big, half-gallon pitcher. It was a white pitcher that had the Happy Joe's logo on it. Well, it was a souvenir pitcher. So after the meal, we took that home, and
Okay.
my mom washed it, and we served orange juice in that pitcher every morning for breakfast. So every morning, as
Right.
this 8-year-old kid or 7-year-old kid, I'm looking at the Happy Joe's picture. I'm seeing that logo, right? And I'm not thinking much about it. But when my mom says, "Where do you want to do your eighth grade birthday party?" I said, "Happy Joe's," because I'm sitting there getting advertised to every day by Happy Joe's, right? And so we had my party there. And so, 10 other kids and their parents all spent a bunch of money in Happy Joe's,
Wow.
return on investment, right? What did that picture cost them, right? But then we got a whole party there that came back because of that picture, because it was advertising to me. And then
Great.
some of those people might have been new customers who said, "Hey, this is a great place. We'll bring our families back." And so this idea of like, how do we get into someone's daily life, right? In this
Okay.
case, it became our go-to drink pitcher, right? And
Great,
thinking a
man.
little out of the
Great.
box. So Happy Joe's didn't give away stickers or like a hat that said Happy Joe's. They gave away this thing that we would use in the context of eating, which is what
Okay.
they do. They serve food. And so it became natural for us to think of Happy Joe's when we didn't want to maybe cook our own food and we went out. So I think that's just a great example of a case study that definitely worked. And this is 40 years later, I still remember Happy Joe's and that picture,
Wow. What a
right?
concept. What a
That's a
concept.
long,
Beautiful. Amazing. Something great to learn today from you today. The fourth question, what leadership habits or mindset have helped build a team and culture that consistently deliver customer experience? Great customer experience.
yeah, a great customer experience, I think, starts with your team having shared values in the first place.
Right.
So I think it starts with taking your core values seriously. And this is what we've done differently than I've seen at other corporations.
Okay.
One is we came up with our own core values. So the team together had a session, we had a working session all day to say, what should our core values be? And we researched what are some core values other companies have? Do we like them? Yes, no, why not?
Okay.
And we
Okay.
came up with our own set of core values that we believed in and said, this is who we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the end of it. So we put them on the wall like people do. But
Right.
a lot of companies forget them. Every Friday morning for 20 minutes, we have a core values meeting with the whole team.
Okay.
The whole
Okay.
team gets
Great.
on Zoom or together and says, we pick one core value out of our list. We say, what does that core value mean to me? and everyone shares. And then when was that core value actually used really well in the last week? Could we maybe have used that core value a little better in the last
Crazy.
week, right?
Yeah.
A little story of like reality. And then finally a commitment that we write down, and you can share it or not. We write down, what's my commitment to embodying this core value
Okay.
this
Okay.
week
What is
better than I
your,
had
yeah.
been? Like,
Okay.
how am I going to own this core value this week personally? And the first time we had this meeting, it was really awkward.
Okay.
And the second was a little bit kind of rough. And it took a couple, 4 cycles to get people really engaging.
Engaged.
But
Okay.
now everybody speaks, everybody engages, everybody interacts. And what
Wow.
happens is between those meetings, we talk about things in terms of core values. When something is going wrong, like we're having a problem with a product, there's a misprint or a deadline problem or something else, and we say, what should we do? We go to our core values, right?
Okay.
If we're just, and it almost always makes it clear, like, okay, this is who we are to our customer. So
Right.
we're going to, we're going to gives us, it's a decision making
Of
tool,
course.
and it helps us treat our customers well.
And while every organization has a guidelines, core values where everybody has to follow, if you follow those, of course, you will go to a right way to go.
Yeah, and we made a new one somewhat recently. We felt like there was one missing, and so we spent 4 of those week-long meetings deciding should there be one and what should it be. And I love this one. It's get uncomfortable,
Right.
relentlessly
Get
grow with
complicated.
curiosity and
Great.
collaboration. This
Great.
idea of working together, being willing to have a little bit of conflict because conflict is connection if
Conflict.
it's
Yes. Yes.
respectful. And when you conflict and you talk and you listen, then you come up with a better idea than you had in the first place.
Right. Same
Um,
thing what Jeff Bezos says that not Amazon owner. He says if you hire great people, you are successful. To keep them in one organization is a great leadership.
Yeah, and if you put this work in, it takes a lot of years. If you don't have a good culture, it takes years because you have to bring new people in who will fit the new culture you want to create.
Right.
But you've also got
Right.
people who have momentum from the old culture, and
Uh-huh.
trying to teach the team, over time as you have turnover, if you're smart about how you hire and how
Yes.
you onboard and how you manage that, then you can transform a culture if you need to. But if you're not being intentional about culture, you're going to have a bad culture
You got a
eventually.
bit of bad, and it's going to hit you
Because
back.
even if you hired really good people and they're great for a little while with no
Of course,
intentionality, it just
vision,
cultures
mission,
drift,
culture.
you know?
Of course, vision, mission, culture is the first thing of an organization. And if you set them, set goal, set your priority, and work accordingly, change things as per your employees' feedback for good, and have a good result together.
Yeah. And it has to be alive,
Yeah.
right? Like, a lot of people say it's the first thing and they teach you on your first day of the mission statement and the core values and they're on the wall.
Oh
And
my
that's the
God.
end of the story,
No,
right?
no, no.
And that's
Not
a
a good
little bit like
attitude.
thinking, it's a little bit like back to our original thing. Like if I put my logo on a thing, it means people will want to buy it. Well, that's not enough. There's got to be a message. There has to
Of
be,
course,
because
of
at the
course.
end of the day, we're human beings. We're about connecting and we're about, what kind of person do I want to be and how do I want to be in the world? And
Right.
people pick brands that have values that resonate with their values.
Of
And
course.
that's how promo can have a really big role is saying, hey, I give out items that resonate with your values. Maybe they're
Of course.
ecological values, maybe they're something else, nutrition or health values, whatever you've got. But the things I give, the messaging on them, and how I give them. I didn't tell you the last thing, the third thing, right? Right product, right
Right.
message,
Right
but
message.
also right presentation.
Right
It's
presentation.
a present.
It's a present.
So present it, right?
Wow.
So who's been to a trade show and there's a bunch of tables that have a pile of swag on the corner and you can just pick it
Right.
up for free.
Right. Right.
That's like going through a neighborhood on garbage day and there's just a bunch of garbage trucks or garbage bins out there waiting for people to.
Did you visit PPI?
I have been there, but not this last year. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like what you're saying is happening in PPI. You just come, take, they give lot of products to people. I mean, I see people going with two bags, three bags, going trolley. But what is they use? They're going in the trash. It's not a purpose with the merch. I mean, no
Yeah.
meaningful, nothing what you like you said. You are actually
If I put something in a pile on a table and say you can take it, that's not a gift
no,
anymore. That's
no,
me
no.
offloading junk.
Of
And
course.
I mean, even if it's the same exact item, right? If I have a whole bunch of these little guys lying in a pile and you pick one up, you're like, oh, cool, thanks. And then who cares? There's no connection at all. A
There's
gift
no
should be about a connection. But if I say, hey, I have a gift for you. Let me show you. Here's what I love about this thing. It's got this, there's actually a Phillips head on one end and there's a flat head on the other. Like I help you enjoy the gift and it's a connection.
it's a
It's a presentation. The
presentation.
value of what's received is so much different because there was a
Right.
human connection as part of it. And the reason why these physical items are so great
So
instead
good.
of virtual advertising. We see all this virtual advertising on Meta, all these ads, we see even billboards, but like all that virtual stuff is just really superficial. But we have a physical item someone can hold in their hand.
Right.
And if I have it in my hand, I transfer it to your hands with a smile and with an explanation and with a
Then
connection,
that
it
makes sense.
comes to life.
Yes, that
Yeah.
makes sense. The fifth question, over the 2, 3 years, what shift do you see coming in promo industry that brands and distributors should prepare for?
I'm really excited about this shift. I think AI is going to become a part of everything in a way that will have some value, but
Uh-huh.
I think is going to also be it's going to unfortunately have a big strong force pushing us in the wrong direction, right? In that like right now all the automation, all the online ordering, all the like supposedly efficient and convenient ways of doing promo
Yes,
are the
yes,
opposite of everything I've told you. Having a huge selection of items doesn't help you pick the right product,
right, right.
knowing your customer does.
No,
Having the ability to upload your logo onto a sample doesn't help you put the right message on there because your
right,
logo isn't the message.
right.
And efficiently getting a whole bunch of cheap junk and having it quickly show up doesn't help you present it well. So
True.
all this like technology is actually not guiding us toward the heartfelt connection and gift
Right.
giving. And I'm worried that AI is going to kind of create an even greater push towards an artificial and virtual
Hmm.
promotional world rather than a real and physical and tangible and human interaction world. So I think that's like for me, Mike, one of my jobs in life is to rehabilitate promo and turn
Right.
it back into thoughtful giving. And I feel
Amazing.
like for AI, there's probably maybe 10% of the AI that I can really be used to help. Like if you're using AI to think, hey, here's my customer, here's their website, here's their customer base, help me understand what their values might be, that I can go check them in a discovery call and know them better, right? If AI is helping you understand real people for,
Yes, yes.
then sure. But the like, hey, go search through all the online promo sites and find the cheapest way I can buy this junk so I can give it away in
Right,
mass.
right. No, we can do
That's
that.
not, that's
That's
not
not
really,
AI job.
that's not helping anybody. It's
Yes,
just filling landfills,
yes,
right?
yes.
So I know maybe that's kind of a pessimistic
AI,
answer to your
AI
question,
just
but
you can take a help of AI for your daily work, like planning reminders, planning your things. AI will not do rightly what you said that he's not able to do. We can use AI. What is the message that you want to give to the distributor and suppliers in promo industry that they should be ready for the next coming 2, 3 years?
I think let me give you a more positive and optimistic version of that answer, which is we're having a whole bunch of virtual technology just swamp us right now. And
Right,
I think
right,
there's going to be a pendulum swing where people start to embrace reality. I think that the real, the physical, the in-person, the legitimate is going to start becoming valued in a new way. It may
Mhm.
be just a niche market, it may be a whole movement, I don't know, but promo products can be right in the middle of that, right? Carefully chosen, thoughtfully chosen and given and messaged items are real items people have in the real world. And
Amazing.
they have so many more dimensions than the virtual world does. So you can fight the virtual onslaught by respecting everything that reality
Right.
has.
Right. And I mean, it was great that, I mean, David, this was absolutely incredible. Thank you for your
Thanks.
sharing your insight, your experience, your leadership wisdom with our listeners today. To everyone listening, if you want to learn about David and Imprint Revolution, we'll all have the link in descriptions. David, thank you again for joining us. To our audience, we'll
Thank
see
you.
you in the next episode.
All right. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.